be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew.
So Chris Rock just completed his Netflix special, Selective Outrage. And I'm just gonna be honest, it's gonna have spoilers in it, so spoiler alert ahead of time. Listening to his stand-up routine, I have to say I was underwhelmed and confused by the mediocrity of the entire set. This was very disappointing. I don't know. Chris Rock has very much been built up as one of the best comedics of his time and blah blah blah. But this was very much a mediocre performance, and it was more of a thank you to racist Hollywood for punishing Will Smith for slapping him on an international platform. First off, Will Smith should have never slapped Chris Rock. I think a lot of people are in agreement with that. You know, some people felt, well, you know, he was only within his right defending his wife. I believe personally there's a time and there's a place. You know, I think maybe Chris Rock had a slap coming because they probably had a personal conversation before, prior to this event, but I definitely don't believe that was the particular time or place to do it. I mean, you couldn't wait for a commercial break. You couldn't wait for the after party. It had to be done right then and there over Jada, the woman who has publicly, repeatedly embarrassed you and your family. Really? So that was my beef. I was really more so mad at Will Smith for just risking it all for a woman who would never, ever risk it all for him. Period. She just wouldn't. She doesn't respect him. So that was my beef with the whole thing. And after he did that, I was like, I can't even watch your movies right now. But we're talking about the Chris Rock special. And I'm just going to say this. Chris Rock made sure to pander to racists in Hollywood. He made sure to do that. At the beginning of his set, there were so many N-words and vulgarities spoken. It was like, dude, what is this? It was like watching a Boondocks episode where they're highlighting the buffoonery of a comedian. It was really bad. It was really bad. Selective outrage was his thing. So a lot of the first jokes were just lame duck jokes that he tried to spice up by using N-word, F, mother effer, F. So it was just vulgarity and N-word. He doing a joke about R. Kelly and saying that you won't play R. Kelly music, but you'll listen to Michael Jackson. And they did the same thing. And that was like, what? Michael Jackson, who the FBI themselves said they monitored for 10 years. They ransacked his house twice. They went into the computers of his home, his office, and his affiliates and associates and found nothing incriminating. Even the people who accused this man came out later and said, my parents made me do this. They wanted money. It was like, who are you playing to? What audience is this? He went into Meghan Markle, and it was like, okay, like, it's not racism, it's just in-law stuff. And I'm like, okay, why are we bringing up Meghan Markle? Because I don't think the African American community or the black community at large really cares about that situation. The only people who are so highly concerned about Meghan Markle are Caucasian people. Seriously. Caucasian people are just going crazy. Oh no, she married into the British family. Now mind you, he did sound off on the British royal family. You know, these German monarchs, colonialism and investments into slavery and the transatlantic slave trade and all that. But you piled on to Meghan Markle as if black people care. This is not a concern of ours as a community. It's a historically racist family and historically racist society, and that's what she married into. And the people who are most incensed by it are most likely racist Caucasian. So why even bother? But he went into that. It was just running into the wall of mediocrity at that point. He brought up the Kardashians, their father, who helped defend OJ, and this man had a jury trial and was acquitted. So he went into that just to turn around and say that God punished this man by saying that his daughters were married crazy and worse. Watching Chris Rock's routine was like being on a public bus that had to go through a city with a large amount of potholes in it, you know, to get from point A to point B. And you're riding along in the smooth points and then boom, 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 boom. And you know, everybody's rattling and shaking on the bus when they hit upon of these huge potholes. And then you just hit so many potholes, you're just like, you know what, just stop the bus. I'll just walk. I just want to get to the jokes I came for, which is Will Smith. I just want to get off. Just please let me off. I'll just walk. And that's how I felt. I felt like it was a lot of mediocrity, a lot of hit and miss, a lot of, well, let me pander, a lot of, okay, I gotta straddle the fence. And you're not doing it in a very smart way. It's very blatant and in your face. And it's just so mediocre. I mean, you're almost 60. You're a 59-year-old man who's been in this business for about over 40 years. And this was the best you could do? This was really bad. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe you have to have a lower IQ to appreciate a Chris Rock show at this point, because it was very, very, very bad. He made jokes about Draymond Green, and he was talking about he's so black, and I'm like, did you have a beef with Draymond Green? You're the same shade as this man. What is wrong with you? I started wondering, when Will Smith slapped you, did he slap the funny bone out? Because I'm like, this is not it. This is not it. It was very lame. He did have like a really good joke in there. The setup was a story about his mom being from, I think it's South Carolina, born in 1945. And during that time, she wasn't allowed to go to the dentist, a white dentist, so they had to go to the vet. Now, I had heard the story before, and it was a joke he did about his oldest daughter, Lola. Basically, fast forward, now his mother now gets to go visit his daughter in France twice a year to sit with her and have coffee and visit with her. So that was really nice. And that was really nice. But we finally get it took like over an hour of the most mediocre stuff to get to the gist of the whole thing, what everybody came for, which only lasted like 7 minutes. He finally gets to the Will Smith jokes. He brought up the fact that Will Smith didn't get nominated for the movie Concussion, and Jada came out and she basically said Chris Rock, shouldn't do the Oscars because her husband wasn't nominated for an Oscar. And he's like, I'm supposed to give up a job because your husband didn't get a nomination? So he went there and he said, so I made a joke. She started it, I finished it. Then he proceeded to say no one was picking on this B word. Then he went into the different sizes they are. Like, Will Smith significantly bigger than me. He's picking on a little guy type of thing. He said, but do you think I was gonna cry to Oprah and them and stuff like that? No, I'm not no victim, baby. I took that hit like Pacquiao. And that was funny. It was funny. I'll give him that. It was real funny. He did. He took that lick. He wanted to call Will Smith a B word, so he said everybody was calling you a B word. They called you a B word on the Breakfast Club, on a few Drink Champs. But you hit me. He said, I knew it wasn't about me because I wasn't involved in any entanglements. He said, I know she hurt him a lot more than he could ever hurt me. So asked me, well, why didn't I hit him back? It's because I have parents and they raised me not to fight in front of white people. Drop the mic, give me my standing ovation. One particular joke that I thought was very inappropriate when he said by being embarrassed by Will Smith had him rooting for Massa and emancipation. Like, hit him again, Massa, hit him again. Now, you just did this joke after you just explained how your mother had to literally go to the vet to get a tooth pulled because she wasn't allowed to see a trained dentist. Basically, all I'm saying is I'm over it. It's time for everybody to move on. I see how a lot of people felt like Chris Rock really deserved a slap in public because they feel as though he's pandered to right-wing tropes in order to further his career. And really, to be quite frank, I think Chris Rock and Will Smith are a lot alike. I really do, because they've played the game to get ahead in Hollywood. And Hollywood is racist and liberal, and you have to walk a tight line, and you have to do what they want you to do, even if it's embarrassing yourself, demeaning yourself, or demeaning, embarrassing your community. So, I think everybody's even Steven. I don't care anymore. I don't want to hear about it anymore. It's been a year. I'm bored. Tell me your thoughts.